Fosterdaddirective podcast. My name is Charles. This is a podcast. It was essentially about being a foster dad, but I think I'm going to take it in more of a route of being a parent in general, just all the things we've learned. And in today's episode, we're going to look into what phone to get your teen. This has been one we've had a lot of issues with, such as technology in general has been a huge hurdle, especially with some of these kids coming in with essentially technology addiction. So there's a whole bunch of episodes I want to do on technology addictions, everything such as that. This one I kind of want to go over the phones we've used and encountered and which ones we have seen are best. So if you want to know what phone you should potentially look into getting your teen, that'll give you the most control, safety, and security, please stay tuned. Also, please remember that I'm not a trained professional. The views expressed on this podcast are those of the host, which is me, and in the future, other hosts or guests, and does not constitute professional advice unless otherwise stated by said guest. Please ensure you seek adequate and effective legal counsel, therapy, anything such as that. Don't really have any updates at this moment. Still waiting to hear about potential adoption process and seeing if that's going to move forward and if we're considered for it. But now let's get on to phones. So we've had a number of teens. I don't have the list open right now. I believe it was about 5. Most all of them have come to us with phones besides 2. Those were provided mostly because they went to school a significant distance away. One was about a 20-minute drive each way. So we did want to make sure that they had a way to contact us, but we found out very quickly that teens, if given the option, will do nothing but sit on their phone, which I can relate. When I was a teenager, I played video games a ton instead of doing anything else outside, but I was also for the most part respectful, didn't get online and try to give out my phone number to people, which we've had and encountered. We did not have, when I was a kid, I wouldn't refuse to leave my room, wouldn't give my parents, too many more issues than normal teen stuff, just being a high emotion kid. But for the kids we've encountered, it's become to where it's an addiction. While I can play video games for 5-6 hours a day, sometimes more, honestly, I also go to work, keep the house up and running, maintenance-wise, a lot of buying everything for the house. I make sure everything's done as to where a lot of the kids we've had won't do the homework, anything such as that. So there's 2 main avenues to go for this. The phone style, brand, make, is a huge one. And this is going to be way against my preference. My personal feelings are being thrown out the window with this one. If you're looking between Apple and Google, it doesn't matter how much you love Google phones, but I do. I have the Fold 5. Absolutely love it. If you want control, safety, all of that, go Apple. My wife uses Apple. That's what we have as a spare phone right now for any kids who need to use it. You can control pretty much anything. They can't download an app, text somebody, receive a call, receive a text, delete anything off the phone. My wife has complete control over that phone, can add whatever number she wants them to be able to contact, limit everything. I believe, don't quote me on this, but I think she can actually see text messages and stuff. I'm not 100% sure on that. I just know from everything else we've tried, we haven't really been able to. But I love Google phones. They are not that great for teenagers and ensuring they are being safe online. You can set some limits and everything, but overall I found it more of a hindrance to being able to control the phone. I do suggest setting time limits automatically. I give myself 2 hours of social media time a day on my phone. Like yesterday I did up it to 4, but I was off and had to stay up after a 10-hour shift to be with the 2 youngest foster kids. So I was scrolling, did give myself an extra 2 hours, so I had 4 hours yesterday. But I limit my own stuff, so it's not even anything where I'm making them follow a standard that I don't follow. I know I get addicted to technology pretty quickly, and it's so easy to just sit there and scroll. I found myself at work opening a page and then wondering why I'm on Facebook. It's absolutely bonkers. When I do the technology episode, I'll probably go over different things you can try to help with that. I know one I tried was putting it into black and white mode, which I did find extremely useful. It was absolutely, I would say, game-changing. I found myself reaching for my phone less. I turn it off essentially if I was watching a show, because I'll usually watch something while I eat on my breaks at work. So then I turn it right back on. I wasn't reaching for my phone nearly as much. But that's a whole different tangent. I'll probably go over that on the technology episode. But the alternative to that is the AT&T Secure Family app. That's what we have because we have AT&T. I have to assume Verizon and them have similar things. This route isn't as good. I don't like the app. It's super clunky. It doesn't really help the way I wish it would. The setting time limits is finicky. It will let you set what times you want the phone off, but also seems to not want to work properly if you couple it with, one second, let me find the other app real quick. I know there was another app we were using, the Smart Home. If you get both of those, it'll start throwing in mixed like signals to the phone and block it from being used when it should be used. And then I found setting the time limits for night, unless I'm doing it wrong, I had to set from like 10 p.m. to 11:45 p.m. and then from midnight to 6. So I need to play with it and see if I can do from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. because that's a very valid off time for me. The kid does not like it, but also was not sleeping and missing their ride to school constantly. So I'm not a huge fan of the AT&T Secure Family app. You can limit based on different apps, what it is, like social media, video games, all of that. But it just seems it'll tell you if they try to deactivate it. Our team decided that he wanted to go and reset his phone. And so we figured that out. And well, that's where, at least for AT&T, I'll give them that. The Smart Home, I was also able to shut off his entire internet. So he may have disabled the Secure Family app, but I was able to just turn it off anyways without suspending his line so he could still contact family, all that. And I just find it to be a little too clunky. It doesn't give you access to see from what I could find on there, and I'll have to look at it again tonight before I do a review of this app, but it doesn't really show you text messages, which I would like, because if they are sending out inappropriate texts, I don't want to see them, but it'd be nice to know that they are, because we had one, like our first kid that we were going to adopt, he was giving out his phone number on Discord in random chat rooms, which if you are a parent in general, you A, want safety, but B, also want to know that your phone number on your account's not getting out there, because there are ways, enough Googling, you can essentially find out somebody's address through a phone number if it's linked to their account and not private. So honestly, teens and social media and phones is really new to us. I guess 3 years isn't completely new. It's different than my generation. When I left for the Army at 17, I was given a prepaid cell phone that had 1,000 units or whatever it was called. I think it was minutes at the time, and you burned X number for text, calls, all that. And now you don't really have prepaid options from what I have seen, and there's just so much. You can get access to so much so easily, and it is one of the things where it is essential for us to be vigilant as parents and protect kids, because they have no sense of stranger danger. When I was 18, that was 2008, we were taught, do not talk to people online, do not try to meet up with them, be safe, have some awareness. Kids, from what I've seen of all of our foster kids, do not really have that. They will talk to just about anybody, give out phone numbers, personal information. I won't even respond to a text if I don't know who it's from. I won't pick up a phone call if I can't tell who it is. So it's one of those hard things to do. And like with him resetting his phone to get past that AT&T Secure Family app, that's one of the things where we have to stay on top of technology. Thankfully, my parents, when I was growing up and technology was coming about, they weren't dumb by any means, but I could slip some things past them. That's the one good thing about being a millennial. I can usually find out what you're trying to do and counteract it. Just like when he removed that Secure Family app, I was able to shut down all of his wireless data. You can try to get one around me, and you probably will, but it's also one of those things where I think I'm generally have enough common sense to be able to find it and catch it. But if there's anything else you'd like to know technology-wise, give me a shout. If you have any suggestions, other apps. I know there's a few other apps we're going to go over for things such as chores, being able to tell where your kid is outside of the Secure Family. That one's pretty good, but there's another one we were using for a while. I'm going to go over one where you can download your text messages. I'm going to use that app, try to figure it out so I can see if I can print them off or at least save them so that I have them for my records. Not from the kids' perspective, but foster care workers and stuff like that. But if there's anything else you're curious about, if there's anything you have suggestion wise, please send it over, because there are things I don't know, especially about the iPhone. I've had an iPhone in the past, don't like it, Google through and through, but when it comes to safety of your kids, 100% recommend Apple. So as always, I want to thank you so much for listening. Please like, subscribe, and share. Email fosterdaddirective@gmail.com with any feedback, ideas, stories. If you want to come on and chat, please reach out to me. I'd love to talk with you, especially if you have things that can help me be a better parent. I'm always looking to change, always trying. So I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week, and may your kids' chaos be funny after 5 minutes and not 5 years. Bye.